Hello guys, this is the first tutorial of the Ultimate Character project. In this tutorial, I want to show you how you can set up your character from the beginning, how you can use the assets from the Paragon project in your project, and how to set up base animations. You can use characters and animations from any other sources, like Mixamo. Alright, first I'll start with the AI version of the character, and then I'll go for the player version. Setup is same for animations, items, and weapons, so you can use them for both AI and player by creating only once. As you know from the instructions of the overview video, for the AI characters, we need to create two child blueprint classes from the AI character BP and AI controller BP. Who's the next character inside the Ultimate Character project? Let's make the gunslinger. I think you must know him, ladies and gentlemen, the handsome Twin Blast. We can create a folder for him, and move the files to that, and then rename the files. Before going to setup options, I want to show you how you can copy assets from the original Paragon projects. You can download them from Epic Games Launcher for free. Open the Paragon project and find the Animation Blueprint class. As you can see on your screen, right-click on the file and select Migrate from the Asset Actions menu. This is the list of assets we're gonna copy. Press the OK button and browse to the UC project, then you must select the Content folder. Now let's open the Animation Blueprint and delete some extra parts. The Animations Blueprint is the only class you need to edit manually because, in Blueprint projects, this class is unique for every character. Let's remove some extra nodes. We don't need this part. We don't need this part. Also, we can delete role. We don't need this part. Let's move them a little bit. We don't need this part. We can change character variable type to base character BP, so we can use this class for both AI and player. By casting pawn owner of this animation, we can store the owner into character variable. Now let's replace old wirings with our new variable. We don't need this cast. Let's remove extra variables that we're not using. We can make the isInAir variable more optimized and better by getting and inversing the isLanded variable. Also, let's remove these calculations and just use the calculate direction function. Don't forget to compile and save the file. Now we can delete this old character class. As you can see, there's not any asset reference for this file. Use the force button to delete. Now we can add animation and mesh to our character class. We have the mesh and animation ready for our character. Now let's give this guy his brain by selecting the AI controller class. Select Twin Blast AI Controller BP as the AI controller class. Don't forget to compile and save the file. Open the Twin Blast AI Controller BP. Default team number for all AI characters is 1, but players are in Team 0, so if a player summons another AI character on his side, this team number will change to 0 automatically. And sound remembering is the time an AI character can remember the heard sound's approximate location. Alright, let's open the editor. For sight radius, select AI Perception from the left panel, then you can find Sight Radius and Lose Sight Radius from the right panel. For hearing, you must use Pawn Sensing. Select the component from the left panel, now you can find Hearing Threshold and LOS Hearing Threshold. AI will use this to hear noises made by other characters. Same as Sight Radius in AI Perception, set the Sight Radius in Pawn Sensing too. Don't forget to compile and save the file. I think it's a good time to see Twin Blast in level. Drag and drop character class into level and play the level. As you can see, we've got some errors from the debugging system on the top left corner of the screen that says there's no attack type for this character. For now, we can ignore them. He has the health bar and recognizing me as an enemy, that's good, and he's running to me. Oh, there's a little problem with his animation rotation. Let's fix that first. Open his animation class and then anim graph, and let's disable aim offsets. We'll enable them later. Now go to ground locomotion and open jog start. Replace the blend space with the simple start animation. Also do the same for the jog stop and for the run. Let's play again. As you can see, it's much better this time. We'll make it better later. Our character's functional now. His brain is working, animations are working too. Now let's add some more interesting options in the character class. Open the Ultimate Character menu from the right panel and select the Character tag. This is the most important option in almost all main classes. You must set a unique tag for them. You can set the patrol speed for his wandering around the level, and then alert speed when he has a target to chase. Also, don't forget to set the default max speed. Min recognize time. This is the minimum time AI character needs to recognize an enemy. Also, the distance from the target can change this a little, and the remember time is the time character can remember a target after losing sight to him. Next section is pickups. Currently, AI characters can search for health and ammo pickups. You can set the range for searching pickups and select a condition for them. If you set to all, AI can see pickups behind the walls or other objects. Otherwise, if you set to visible, AI tries to search for pickups until seeing a pickup. Dynamic attacks allows AI characters to change their attacks dynamically. Also, if your character has multiple attacks, but you only want him to change them in the sequence of combos, you don't need to enable this checkbox. The character will perform each attack after another by combo sequence. For Twin Blast, I want to enable checkbox because I want him to dynamically switch between his guns. First of all, you need to add one or more types. You can see the description by holding the mouse cursor on each of them. For Twin Blast, we can add Gun and Bombard. I'll use Bombard as this combo attack. Next menu is Default Attack. This is the default attack after spawning the character. I'll write tag later after adding guns. All the attacks for AI have a change rate, so this will allow you to have more control on AI characters' dynamic attacks. Each attack type has a chance, by default set to -1, which means automatic chances. You can use a mix of automatic and manual chances. For example, add 10 for one attack and leave the rest of them at the -1. Or for multiple manuals, add 25 and 15 for 2 of them and leave the rest of them automatic. I want to set 0 for the bombard because I'll use bombard only from combo, and you can set 100 or -1 for guns. Now we can add tags for our attack types. We need 2 tags for guns and 1 tag for bombards. As you can see, we have the chance for attack tags too. It's similar to the attack type's chances, but between the attack tags of each attack type. As you can see, there's a count for the Bombard's attack tag. We have same count for Throws and Summons attack tags. Count by default is 1, and means this character has one of this item in his inventory. You can set to anything, but if you set this to -1, means this character has one of this item in his inventory, but for unlimited use. We're done with attacks in character class. Let's go to tables and add these attacks to them. Alright, add a new row, then set the name to character tag plus attack item tag. You must always use this formula for row names, so we must write twin blast grenades. Now we can set the base info. Attach socket is the place the character will launch the attack item, so let's find a good socket from the mesh skeleton. I think muzzle L should be good. Next is Inventory Attach Socket. If your item has a mesh and character can attach to his body when this item is not equipped, this is the place you must add the socket. You can have multiple sockets if the character can carry multiple counts of this item in his inventory. Next is Max Count. This option has a relation to the count in the previous section in the character attack. If you set this to -1, means the character can carry unlimited count of this item in his inventory, but we can't set to -1, otherwise we'll get an error from the debugger, and value will automatically change to 1 because we set this item count in the character class -1, and if you remember that, means 1 item for unlimited use, so we must set this value to 1 so we can have only this item 1 in character inventory. Next option is the third-person animation. You can set the anim montage for this attack. Let's copy grenades animations from Twin Blast project. In the Paragon project, go to Animations folder, then search for a grenade. Now let's check and select the animations. We can copy them to our project content folder. Select No All because we don't want to replace the previously copied files. Alright, we can now make the anim montage for the attack. Open the anim montage and set the group to upper body. To make it more natural, we can add the targeting animation before the firing animation. The targeting animation is very short, so we can reduce the play rate to make it longer. Also, you can have sections in the timeline to have more control over the animations. Always the name of sections must be intro, main, and end. In some situations, you need to loop or jump from sections, so by using sections, you can easily do that. Now let's add sections. Always move section pointer to the beginning of the animation. We don't want to play them in a row, so clear the list. Alright, we're almost done with the anim montage. The last and the most important part is to add the start and end of the Bombard attack event. Scroll to the Notifies timeline and add the Bombard attack ANS a little bit after starting the fire animation. Now let's find a good place for the end of the attack and move the second ANS shape to that location. Now we need to write the item tag. We don't need to set auto time interval as this is a one-time explosion, and finally set the attack count. I want to launch only one grenade. Now we can use montage in the table. Open the section menu, and the name of the first section in our montage is Intro, and the length of the intro is 1.77, and I want the default play rate. Alright, next menu is Difficulty Multiplier. You can have a multiplier for easy, normal, and hard game modes. They'll apply on the attack damage and the distance to perform the attack. Next option is the Bombard class. We will create a bombard item in a few moments. And finally, the last option is Distance. This is the minimum and maximum distance that AI character can execute this attack on his target. If the current distance to the target is less than the minimum amount, AI will change his location to another better location. Alright, now let's create the bombard item. This is the class represents the actual physical mesh of the attack item. For example, you can drop or pick up the item from the ground, or attach to the character body or his hand after equipping. Let's go to the Twin Blast project again to copy the grenade mesh so we can use it in our project. Select No All because we don't want to replace the previously copied files. Now open the new Bombard class to set the mesh and pickup effects. This process for all other attack items is similar. I almost forgot to check the mesh collision. A mesh without collision will not work. Just add a simple box collision and move it a little bit down so we can make the floating effect. Also, you can change the rotation rate from rotating movement component. Alright, we can add more interesting options to the item now. The first option is the Bombard class. This is the actual explosion to damage to the other characters. We will make it in a few moments. Hide after pickup. If you don't want to show the attack item attached to the character's body, enable this checkbox. Camera shake. This will shake the player camera after using. Using sound. Sound to play after use and set the noise amount to attract nearby other AI characters. Pickup effect and sound. They're the effect and the sound to play after picking up an item. Allow respawn. If you want to respawn after pickup, enable this checkbox. The last option is respawn time interval to respawn item after pickup. Alright, this attack item is ready. Now we can set this item into the table. Now set up the last option on the table for attack distance and save the table. Before going to make the Bombard class, I want to rename the attack item tag. First, we need to rename the table row. Let's set it to Storm Grenade. I think this is better. After that, we must go to Character class and rename attack tag. And finally, we can rename the attack item class too. Now we're ready to create the Bombard class. Now let's add some options. The first option is the item tag. This must be the same as the tag we added in character class and the Bombard table. Owner base. If you want to start the Bombard from the owner character location, enable this. Max damage radius. The radius to apply damage. Do full damage. This will simulate the fall off effect for damage. Damage. Set damage amount for this Bombard. Explode effect. Select the explosion particle effect. Animate collision. Damage radius will change from initial collision size to max damage radius. Collision animate rate. The speed of the collision animation. Animate curve. If you want to have a customized animation, change the curve. Near target radius. This is the accuracy of the explosion location to the target location. Select lower values for an explosion near the target. Spawn at target location, if you want the explosion near the target location. Apply force. Enable this checkbox if you want to apply momentum to the characters after the explosion. Force. The force to apply on characters after the explosion. Follow target. By enabling this, you allow AI characters to use this weapon while chasing the target. Target location decal. Select a decal material if you want to show the incoming explosion location to the player characters. Decal lifespan, lifetime of the decal. Decal size. This is the size of the decal. The last option is damage type. You can use the default damage type or create your damage type. Now we can set this class in the attack item class. After renaming the attack tag, I forgot to rename in the anim montage, so I'm renaming bombard inside montage. We can temporarily change the default attack tag in character class to test our new bombarding attack. Alright, let me show myself to him. Okay, cool. Now he can use his storm grenade, and also he can chase and use his grenade at the same time. We can add another effect to his hand to show the actual grenade launch. I'll find a good effect for that later. I think if you remove my extra descriptions, the total setup of the character, animations, attack item, and the bombard is less than 10 minutes. How amazing is that? Alright, now we can create and add his guns. Open the guns table and create a new row and rename to Twin Blast Left Gun. As always, first part the character tag and next part the weapon tag. Let's add the base weapon options. These options exist on both melee and gun weapons. The first option is Attach Socket. This is the socket where equipped weapons will attach to the character body mesh. We can find or add in the skeletal mesh. I think the Weapon L is a good place to add the socket, and we can use the same default name. Inventory Attach Socket. When the weapon is not equipped, this is the socket to attach the weapon mesh. For this character, unequipped weapons are hidden, so we can leave this option. Fire Socket. The location of the start firing on the gun. If your weapon mesh is separated from the character mesh, you can find or add this socket on your weapon mesh, but for the Paragon characters, weapons are attached to the character mesh. Ultimate Character Project is smart enough to find this. All you need is to write a socket name. Third-person animations. You can select the equip, unequip, and fire montages and their play rate at this menu. Also, it's important to add section name and length of each animation or section. Now we can search for good animations from the official Paragon project. I think these two animations are good for us. We can copy them into our project. Select No All, they're copied, and we can make our anim montages. We can make one anim montage and separate them by using sections, but I want to have two different anim montages for now. There's no equip and unequip animations for the Twin Blast. We can leave them empty. We just need to select the fire montage. Let me check the length of the animation. Max count. You can set how many of this item player can carry in his inventory. Totally, they can equip one of them. Gun animation. These are specific animations only for guns. Gun class. The actual gun class. We will make a new one in a few moments. Distance. The distance range AI can use this attack. B move and attack. Enable this checkbox if you want AI character moves while attacking. Move interval. The time between each move while attacking. Before going to create weapon class, let's add another row for the right gun very quickly. I think it's better to add our fire socket. Let me create them for both left and right guns quickly. Alright, the next step is creating the two weapons. Actually, we just need to create one weapon, and then we can duplicate that and change the weapon tag. I've got another surprise for you. All the items we already made, including the next items, animations, are usable by the player version of the Twin Blast, so we just need to add them in the player version of the table. How amazing is that? Alright, now we have our instant gun class for the Twin Blast. Let's change some options. The first section is Instant Gun Config. Weapon Spread is for the random radius of the hit location when firing. Targeting Spread Mod is for modifying weapon spread while the player is in targeting mode. Firing Spread Increment is for the increasing the weapon spread in each fire. Firing Spread Max is the maximum amount of weapon spread. Weapon Range is the maximum range of the weapon. Hit Damage, the actual damage to apply on target. Damage Type. You can use default DT or create your child DT from this class. If you open Damage Type class, you can see some options for damage modifiers. For example, you can multiply the damage by 10 for a headshot. Another important option is Damage Impulse. This is the force you can apply on target to apply momentum on him. Next option is Impact Effect. You can create a child blueprint from the Impact Effect BP class to add hit effects for each type of surface you need. Let me show you an example. As you can see on your screen, there are so many physical surfaces, and you can have a separate effects for each of them. You can find some good particle effects from the official Twin Blast project. Also, you can set a decal material on the surface. Next option is Trail Effects. We can use a default Trail Effects and Trail Target Param for now. Next section is Gun Config. You can have this section for both instant and projectile guns. B infinite ammo is for infinite ammo for this gun. B infinite clip is for infinite clips. Max ammo for the maximum ammo character can carry with this gun. Ammo per clip for the ammo count in each clip. Initial clips give clips to the gun after the spawn. Time between shots, the delay between each shot. No anim reload time. If your weapon has not a reloading animation, you can use this delay before the next round of firing. Targeting camera FOV. This is for the zooming of the player camera when he's in targeting mode. Combo counter. How many successful shots for AI to perform his combo? Let me check the firing animation length and match the time between shots to animation. This is better. And I'll use default crosshair for now. Let's find a good muzzle effects from the official project. This looks good. It seems this is the left version. We can copy both of them to our project. Looped muzzle effects. Enable this checkbox if your muzzle effects is looped by default. Weapon tag. Let me copy our unique tag for this weapon from the character class. In the next section, we can select sounds for our gun. Fire. Let me select the rifle fire sound for now. Fire loop. You can have a loop sound different to the first fire sound. Fire finish. Weapon sound after stopping firing. Reload sound for the weapon reloading sound. Equip sound for the equipping weapon. Unequip sound for the unequipping weapon. Out of ammo sound. Empty weapon when not any ammo. Targeting sound when the player starts targeting mode. Enable Equip with Others checkbox if the owner can equip this gun with other guns too. We want to equip both guns at the same time. Pickup class. Create a pickup class for the gun if you want players to drop or pick up their weapons from level. Enable auto-firing if players can hold the fire button and start firing, but I don't want for this gun. I want the player to press the fire button for each shot. And finally, camera shake for the player camera effect while using the gun. Twin blast gun is done. Now we can duplicate this for the right hand gun and just change the tag. Alright, our guns are ready. Now we can add them into the table. Everything is ready to test the guns in the level. Let me change the default attack of the Twin Blast and then test the weapons in level. I want to decrease change rates, so AI character will switch between guns faster. Also, we need to change our combo counter and weapon classes. Compile and save everything before going to play. Alright, everything is good. As you can see on your screen, the Twin Blast uses his both guns. To look more professional, I'll activate his movement while firing later. Now we can add combo event on his fire animations. First, copy the attack tag we want to use as a combo attack. We need to add combo check AN in a good place on the animation timeline after the fire. Then we need to select the next attack type, write the next attack tag, and finally let me check the first section from the grenade launch animation, its intro. We need to do the same process for the right gun animation. First, let me change the animation group to the upper body so we can have the legs animated while he's firing and running. Alright, everything is ready to test the Twin Blast in level. As you can see, he can use his guns, and also, after a few success shots, he can use his combo. Everything's working great, and if you skip my extra description, you can make your AI character in less than 15 minutes. How amazing is that? Now we have everything for Twin Blast Player version 2, we just need to create character class and add a text to the player tables. Alright, first we need to create the character class. Now we can select the character mesh and then the animation class. Okay, let's add us attacks. The first attack is Gun. As you can see on your screen, player attack type has a menu config, so we can select the icon of the attack type, then size, color, hover, click, and disable colors. I just used the cowboy holster icon for fun. Now the bombard attack type is the same process again. And the attack types are the same as the AI character, I'll add them quickly. Let's change the default pawn from game mode class. We can change his default camera. And a little bit to the right, that should be good. Oh, I almost forgot to add the character tag. Alright, let's go to player tables. Add a new row and rename it to Twin Blast Storm Grenade. Then set up the base, same as the AI version. For UI config, I'll use the bolt bomb icon. Actions section is very important. You can add the actions players can have with this item. I only need equip and unequip. And for this attack camera config, let's use the same settings as Quang Sword. And also the same for cursor config. Alright, now we can add guns config into the player table. Everything is the same as AI version, but we just need to add camera and UI config too. I'll add them quickly. First set the row name, then the attach and fire sockets. We have only fire animation. Player can have only one this gun. Select the gun class, and I've got an Uzi icon. This is good for now. And the actions we need are equip, unequip, and secondary equip. For the camera config, we need to move the camera to the left side of the character and also a little bit closer, and we must disable free camera and lag. Now let's do the same thing for the right gun. Whoops, I forgot to enable Use Controller Rotation Yaw in camera config. Alright, everything is ready to test the Twin Blast in level. As you can see on your screen, we have our character fully functional. We can equip secondary weapon from the menu and use both weapons together. Oh, I forgot to test our storm grenade. This is great, our storm grenade works as well as other weapons. There's a little problem on his animations, also we need to add the strafing animations for him. Also, I'll add more interesting options to our character and introduce more features from Ultimate Character Project to you guys in the next video. Please like and share this video and let me know what you think about the Ultimate Character Project and what kind of tutorials do you need in the comments. That's it for today's video, have a good day. Bye!